Hello world, welcome to my third presentation about software testing insights. My name is Valentijn Peters, and the other two presentations can also be found on my LinkedIn account. You have to connect the dots yourself, because all the three presentations belong to each other. So in the previous presentations, I talked about the test pyramid. Um, the test pyramid and its layers. So on every layer, a tool can be used. Most of the time, coverage is calculated on the unit test layer. And together, those automated checks test the system under test. That's also talked about in the previous presentation. For this presentation, we start at the test pyramid, which is here. That's at slide 78, which is here. So here's where we start. So we talked about the test pyramid with the unit tests, integration tests, and the end-to-end testing layer. So on this layer, percentage is calculated. How is that done? Okay, so test tooling helps with that. So in the software, we have control flows. For example, an if-then-else flow. Here we have two if-then-else flows after each other. Dus in case it does not rain, and in case you're in a hurry, then we test the front bike tire. So how many of those flows are hit? When they talk about coverage, then that is what they mean with coverage, how many code is covered, and that is represented in the in the percentages of the tools. So one of those tools is Coco, and here on this page you see that it shows how the coverage is done. So you can take a look into that and read on this website how that is done. So in the manual testing, there are also books that have, of course, test techniques. Let's take a look at that for a moment. So, for example, these books, they have 7, 8, or 9 test techniques in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, a little bit more. Those test techniques can be used on the user interface part of the software, but also, of course, on the coder side. So that's one important thing to understand. So if you know those techniques and you've learned them, where can you use them? Most of the time, a software tester, acceptance tester, for example, will use them on the user interface side. For example, if you have 3 input fields, then you have 8 in total combinations. That's the multiple condition coverage or decision coverage technique. So that knowledge is written in books, and you can learn it. Yeah. Okay, but back to the presentation. So you have the unit testing, integration testing, and end-to-end testing. Unit testing, integration testing, and end-to-end testing. You have the coverage, but coverage doesn't say much about the quality of the tests. What do you mean? Okay, let's take the example of the front bike tire. We're testing now the front bike tire. So, how can a front bike tire be tested? It's like this. It can be tested with one puff and see what happens. It can test it with a wooden stick or in other ways, but the important thing here to understand is that the quality of the test does determine how well the code is tested, not the coverage. So coverage is only one thing, but the tests have to be of a good quality. So if you test here something, it has to be of good quality. Alright, so that's one important thing to understand. Well, okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video.